Okay, I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I just turned it on. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see who comes in. What's going on? I was on Facebook Live the other day. And top fans. What's that button for? Ooh, okay, back. Just playing around here. Seeing who comes in, who gets notifications. Like, it's crazy because sometimes it's like, I don't know. Sometimes people come in, sometimes they don't. I have no idea. Marina, how dare you ditch us for Facebook? Trying different avenues. Just trying different avenues. Um, just different audience, right? Different audience. That's for sure. Learning new techniques, the mark of the beast. Yeah. um, different techniques. Let's see what happens with Instagram. So welcome everybody. Wow, what a day yesterday. We'll remember this. Oh no, please don't take it personally. I still love you. Yesterday was quite an interesting day. With that Venus, and we're still in it. And that Venus opposition to Pluto, a lot of drama. Holy fucking shit. A lot of drama. Um, it's it, it's yeah, just crazy. Have to shake my head with everything. It's you know when you just feel like you just want to I didn't feel it too much, surprisingly. Yeah, Venus is in Leo right now. Well, she's in Leo. Here she is. I'm in Leo. Look at me. I'm Venus. I'm so pretty. Um, and the drama. I just a lot of things that happened just out of the blue, and it's like not so much. Smoked more weed. Maybe that's why. That could be it. Smoke some weed and you won't feel nothing. Um, I just oh my goodness, how can I explain it? Anyways, couple things before we get into the astrology. Um, I have a lovely Aquarius daughter, and she just it's your 2026 game plan. Yeah, I have no weed and I have no wine, so um life's kind of shitty. Um Uh, I just mentioned something in our group chat and she just went off. And it's not anything new for her to do that. I mean, she does have a tendency to go off. Lovely Aquarius. That's why I have issues with Aquarius energy. Some people say, "Oh, I love Aquarius." I'm like, "Oh, really? Try living with them." Um, and she's so fucking Aquarius. And she's got an Aries moon at 29 degrees, right? In a Cancer rising. So she's a mixed bag of bundle of joy. And she could be a very sweet, wonderful, beautiful person, but if something triggers her and she doesn't like it, man, and you're in her line of fire, fuck me. Um it's like she just goes off. And it was just something simple, just a reminder that Father's Day was on Sunday. And then she came up. Just tell me what you guys think. Just she came up. Nobody said Happy Mother's Day to me. And it's like my lovely Libra. It's like, where did that come from? Mom's just telling us about Sunday. That's all. Wow. Nobody said anything to me. And he's like, well, you're not my mom, you know? kind of thing. And of course, the Gemini went, basically chirped in and said, nah, like, and then all of a sudden, all shit just, she just like stopped talking to everybody. She says, I'm blocking you. I guess she blocked Edward, which is fine. I don't think Eddie really cares. They're having their little tiffity tiff tiff. But I feel like it's also where um, she's going through a lot of shit right now. But it's, you can feel sorry for somebody for so long, but if they continue doing the same fucking shit all the time and going to this back again, it's like very difficult to have, empathy for that person. And this is where, where it's at, and have that empathy for her. And if she does cross the line again, I think she's going to lose all support of family and friends, and then she'll wonder why. you know um it happens, right? But she's our red flag. I have an Aquarius cousin. She's our red flag when she's angry. Yeah, and they're vicious. They can be very vicious, and then all of a sudden they're just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Ow, oh, I need a hug." You know, I'm just basically. I feel like I'm done. I'm just done with that, and I'm done with the drama. I don't want the drama. I've had enough drama in my life to last 100 lifetimes. So with that, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's so fucking Venus opposite Pluto, because Pluto's getting you to really look at your wounds, and then Chiron sitting on her moon, bringing up all of shit, right? But I feel like if you're going to sit there and hang on to past stuff and just continue to, hang on to it and not deal with it, she could have beautiful support from her family with a lot of things, but she feels like she does everything for everybody and nobody does anything for her. And it's unfortunate because, I mean, um, that's my grandson. But then again, I'm like, he's an 11-year-old young man. And it's part of, it's just part of this earth walk that we're going on. And that's how I look at things, especially with, with my kids. And some people ask me how I deal with a lot of shit that's happened in my life. And I said, well, we all choose our earth walks, right? I mean, I choose mine. It's not perfect. There's a lot of there's a lot of fucking mountains on my earth walk. Um and how I tackle them, right? Sometimes I tackle them really well. Other times I tackle them like shit. Like I'm just, yeah, this is, not a good thing kind of stuff, right? And I think that's a lot with everybody, but we have to sort of, I guess, learn our lessons through all of this. We're in this transitional time of renewal and newness that's there for us. Um and moving forward. And that's the way I mean, for me, facing the fact that um to move away from a muggle job, like I'm moving away from this, the energy of having to think I need that. And right now it feels like oh yes, I do need that. Desperation is definitely there, of feeling desperate that I need to, oh, I gotta find a job, gotta find a job. But my body is going, but you can't like, to work. I mean, if I had to stand on my feet for 4 hours a day plus, um, I'd be laid out. I'd probably push through it like we all do. Like, I don't know, we all do, but I do push through it, and then all of a sudden, you're sick, or you can't do it anymore. So there's a lot that's unfolding for us, and it's, stepping into that faith and that trust that you're being led into a new direction, and you have to take a deep breath and go, okay, I can sail through this today, and take it day by day, right? Take it, you got to take it day by day. So it's isn't sitting on so a Sivium. Saturn's sitting on my Jupiter, and there's a lot. I got a lot happening at my midheaven too. So it's this is, again, this is a trial. This is a time. This is, about going through things, um, and trusting in the unfolding of it all. And that I feel for myself, and I think others, and being a projector is like, fuck me. Um, being a projector, and I think a lot of them, sometimes they romanticize it. Being a projector is not exactly an easy type of energy either. It's an energy of, of the invite, of waiting, you're doing something, you put it out there, and there's crickets, right? There's no response, and you're just like, well, what am I doing wrong? What, is this, am I supposed to be doing this? Should I be doing something else? And so you get into that kerfuffle. That's my word, is kerfuffle of what is unfolding for you at this time. And taking a look at, okay, take a step back, take take off the glasses or take off whatever, and it's just like, what, are you okay right now? And that's a big one. Are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. All right. And then you can go, but I don't have this, and this. And you're just like, okay, but are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Do you have a roof? Yes. Do you have food? Yeah, I have some. Uh, did you have coffee? I down to the bitter end, but I have coffee. Um, this is like, you look at you look at try to find the positive in things as you move forward. Uh, you know, and as for my daughter, I'm not going to reach out to her. We asked for a ride Saturday morning, and we haven't heard from her. And then I asked a friend who sometimes takes me, but she's unfortunately busy that day. But it was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Well, bus it. If that's what we have to do, we have to bus it to get to Steve's appointment Saturday morning. And because it's like, I don't know, you ask somebody and then you just confirm it and then they don't get back to you. I find that, one, I'm just like, are you fucking serious? It sort of drives that um dart into your heart of saying, okay, I didn't do you anything. And but it's for whatever they're butthurt about, whatever it is, like, and the transition and changes. But she chose that, right? A lot of shit that came upon her, she stepped into it when she was told not to, over and over again. And now it's like everybody's fault, and it's causing her a lot of chaos in her life. And it's something that, it's a karma that she has to break through, um, and work through that, like all of us have to do it. But it's how you deal with it, and are you going to burn everybody else around you? Well, with an Aries moon at 29 degrees, and probably fucking yeah. And Saturn in her Saturn's in Pisces. So, yeah, just it's a lot. There's a lot going on. What else happened? Oh, my sister Judy, lovely Judy, she's beautiful. She lives out in TO. Um, Contacted me, and she went to go see my other sister, Susan. I can't call her Sue. I know people do, but I've always called her Susan. She's not a Sue to me. Like, she prefers to be called Sue, but it's Susan. Always Susan or Susie. I think she hates Susie, but anyways. with Susan. She is a Scorpio. I don't know her full natal chart. Haven't really looked it up. I don't know her time of birth. But my sister Judy went to go see her for 10 days because Susan has terminal cancer and she's on chemo right now. It's gone to the bone, but it's not in the marrow, thank God. She also has issues with her spine, so she's in constant pain. She's a tall girl. She's just under 6 feet tall. She's a very tall girl. And so the doctor said with chemo, she has 2 to 3 years to live. Now, Susan and I don't have a sisterly relationship. We never have. I don't wish her ill will. God, no. I pray for her and send her lots of love and blessings. She lost her husband a couple of years ago, Demore, which was, I believe, yeah, it was her love of her life. They built a beautiful life together. They have beautiful children and grandchildren. They've done a lot for their community. She's a wonderful person to other people. But not to me. Her and I just she's the one who told me that I was the only child mom and dad had, and they were all adopted, which is like, what the fuck? And I was always the special and the chosen one for my mom and dad. So huge jealousy between the two of us, right? I was the afterthought of the afterthought. I was 6 years. I'm 6 years and 10 days younger than her. And it's always been sort of a thorn in her side. When I was younger, mom would tell that, she would never leave Susan alone with me. No, she's a Scorpio. Never leave me alone with her. And because she would try and push my pram in the middle of the traffic. So so that was interesting. And anyways, it was very interesting to just to be around. We had good days. Sometimes we were good. I mean, sometimes we got good. Remember when we moved to Penticton from Merritt and she was so angry. It was her 16th birthday. We moved on November 14th. And dad was getting the hotel room, right? Because we had to stay in a motel until we got our home. And anyways, we're saying, and she goes, "Oh, my mom leaves me alone with you. I'm going to kill you. It's all your fault." And I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. I was 10, 11. Like, what the fuck? I just laughed at her and I said, "Mom, she's going to kill me again." So the relationship has always been kind of a love hate kind of a relationship with her. And unfortunately, she's ill now. And my first question, but I didn't ask Judy, was I wanted to know how many shots she had. She lives in BC. And I know from some of her postings that she was really for, because she was a first response, first line kind of person. So I know that she would have taken the shot. I don't know how many she probably took. Judy and I were totally opposed to it. Um, and it, is what she took. If she took, I know she would have probably taken at least two or three. Is that the reason why she has what she has now? She does have other issues in her life and stuff, which is, as we all do. But she's hasn't been set up like she's not a struggling woman. She has been set up very well by her family, Dewart's family, and even after his death, financially, she's set up really well. Her and her children, and her kids are fabulous. Her kids are great. But Auntie Mary's the weird one, so and they've been told not to talk to me. Uh many times. Don't talk to that woman. Me, I'm like, if my kids ever go to Penticton and stuff, call your aunt. Like, go for it. I don't care. Like, have a relationship with her. That I think is beautiful because there's times that they've had relationships with her when they were younger, and I think that's beautiful. Continue that relationship on, and continue that connection. I think that's a beautiful thing. So The thing is that I had all of that drama going on. Yes, I didn't feel it was drama. It was just Judy and I had a really beautiful conversation. She then asked me about dad's funeral, which was that was 2014, so 12 years ago, right? Of his funeral. And she wanted to know what he was wearing. And I was, I guess, the only one who could remember what dad was, and that it was an open casket, and he had the fourth degree knights. My dad was a Knight Columbus. He was one of the Grand Poobahs. He was a deputy knight. And, with the swords and stuff like that, and the coffin went through the swords, and they had the whole procession and stuff for him. It was quite beautiful. And then his swords and and a lot of the paraphernalia from the Knights of Columbus went back to the Knights of Columbus to get used. Um, and I can, with the open casket, and we had prayers the night before, and with the open casket there, my my brother Pat had to come in, and he said, Mary, are you done? We've, they want to lock, I guess they wanted to lock up the funeral home. And I was just like, oh, yeah. Sorry, my dad and I were having a conversation. Um, he sort of looked at me, but he knew. So, anyways, with all of that, and then she told me some of the turmoil of the back, what was happening on the back end of the with the will and stuff like that. But the will it didn't go to probate or anything. It went very smoothly, and that was because my sister Judy, who's a Virgo, very Virgo, with a Leo rising. I can't remember what her moon is, but she has a Leo rising. I know that. But she's got that she's very much a Virgo. And so she was not with dad's plans on how he wanted things done after he died. It was kept to a T, which was beautiful. Um and so we talked about, about that and stuff, which was quite nice, and giving her some of, how things went um at the funeral. Probably Susan probably said something to her, told her things and stuff like that. But there was a little bit of drama there as well. Family drama. So my family's quite interesting in the dynamics of everything, of how they are. So when people ask me about, my close to my brothers and sisters, I'm like, yeah, not I love them. Am I close? Not close where you call and you would call them every day. That's never been. I think because of the age difference as well. There's like 6 years in between me and Sue, 8 years in between me and Jimmy. And then between Judy and I, there is 12 years in between her and I, and 14 years in between me and the eldest. Michael's now passed away. Um, so the age difference, really, that there's that big gap between us all. So and I don't know, I was always the little sister or the oddball one. Um because I was just more of the spiritual one, and the one that I was supposed to I was studying to go into the Sisters of Charity of Mother Seton. So I was studying a lot of theology and the works of Mother Seton, and wanting to go in to become a nun, become a sister, actually, not a nun. There's a difference between a nun and a sister, to become a sister. And stuff. So I was always looked at differently. Differently. I was the different one. And then, of course, breaking off and more embracing my gifts that I had. My, being able to speak to those who've passed on, being able to connect with the divine and with the angels, and seeing things in a different light, uh, really cast a different sort of, sometimes a shadow upon me, uh, than the others who were quite like my brother Jimmy. I think he goes to church still. Same with Pat. Pat's very, very Catholic. I mean, he taught. Anyways, marriage rights and things like that, and did engagement encounters and stuff, him and his wife. So interesting family, interesting dynamics. And I think a lot of that came out for me yesterday, which was quite revealing with everything. And then I had to sit back and like, holy shit, yeah, Venus opposite in Leo, which squares any, because it's a fixed sign, so it'll square my sign. It'll square all my Scorpio shit. So lots came up, and my Scorpio's in the 5th house, which is really bringing up a lot of angst and energy. And Leo's like my first, second house. So a lot to do with persona, how you are stepping out into the world and moving forward. And I feel today there's still that intensity that came out. And hence doing the cards today, I got the Hierophant card. Um, and what was it? The 9 of Wands. There is a struggle sometimes when it comes to your spiritual walk. Sometimes you come through something, and you come through a lot, right? I just want my astrology to be peaceful with money wins. Yeah, me too. Me too. I want that too. I want the money wins, right? Uh I want openings with that. And that's where too, like I'm constantly thinking, where as I'm doing my business, the directory of the business, where is it going? I'm asking for much. I don't think you're asking for much. I don't think any of us are asking for much. I saw the post when Elon Musk became the first trillionaire, and everybody was mad at him. And I'm like, you're mad at him? And the people who are mad at him are millionaires, like millionaires and billionaires. They're mad. How dare he? How dare he build his company? How dare he come over to the United States and build PayPal and create PayPal and then create many other different companies that we all utilize today, that we all are a part of, and use in many different ways. I mean, is he weird? Yeah, he's fucking weird. Is he an alien? Probably. But I think for someone to build themselves to a place, plus his employees became millionaires, you know, because they get stocks in the company. He invested it. They got the stocks. They became millionaires. And if anybody wants to reinvest in something or some innovative program, he's willing to back them. Like, but you get a lot of people, and I think it's jealousy. Like, how dare he do that? How dare he not do that? You know, the innovation and taking the chance, and how many failures he had of things exploding or not working out, you know, taking that chance, stepping forward to do those innovations. Like, you know, not everything we may agree with, everything in his company, but it's not my company, right? So people get very butthurt about that. Yeah, I don't get that Elon thing. Who cares? Majority of that money is invested in the business. Not as no, not many people who are well off. And he does. He's helped people, and the thing is that for him to help people, it's why should he flaunt it? Plus, he does pay taxes. Like, he shows people. Like, I think there was a video of him showing how the check or something he had to write out to the government. Like, here's my payment to the government. It was in millions of dollars, right? So he pays his taxes. If there are things that he could utilize to help his company, why not? Who wouldn't do that? Right? So I think a lot of people get upset with that. And, um, yeah, and Bill Gates is actively trying to kill us. I believe that there's just so many other things to really look at. I mean, instead of saying, "Hey, we live in a capitalist society," that somebody can go out and create that abundance and create something, right? And now I wish I worked at SpaceX. I don't know what I'd be doing at SpaceX. Um, maybe the receptionist, but now they got computers to do that. So I'll be the cleaning lady before the robots take over cleaning. Oh, I'll be in charge of the robots for cleaning. That's what my job is. I'm in charge of all of you of cleaning this. Oh, I'd rather be a capital yeah. When oh, I always forget his first name, but his last name is Shirley. When he went to Cuba, and just having interviewing with people, and the people on the streets are just saying, "No, communism is bad. This is a bad thing. It's bad, bad, right?" And Nick, thank you, Nick Shirley. And then he had to sneak out to get the fuck out of Cuba because one of the generals, was there in the hotel because they had people follow him, and he was told he could go there, and he told them what he was going to do. Uh, but of course, it's a communist country, right? And if you think, do you think any of those people in the government, like, they don't have generators, they don't have backup, like, for fuck's sake, right? And then you got people on the streets begging, and they have no food or they have no water. It's horrific. And then people say, "No, we want a communist regime." Like, fuck off. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea how lucky you are to live here, to be able to create what you want to create, that abundance or innovation, and try something and be able to say things. Well, we'll see what's going to happen here in Canada with that fucking C9 bill, right? And what's going to unveil for um you know this it's uh, what's going to happen with that. Yeah, some need the experience. I think there's a lot of opportunity that's there, but a lot of people are afraid of taking the risk. And I don't think, it's taking the risk and doing it. You never know, right? You never know in what's going to unfold. It froze there. There we go. Five of Pentacles. I mean, the opportunity's there, right? Um, here's a guy, poor guy, peg leg, you know, he's got his crutches. She's all bundled up, but there's a door there. It's a green door. That means there's a door of opportunity. The lights are on, but they prefer to be in their sorrow. And that's where a lot of people would like to be. Want to feel sorry for themselves. I understand emotions, I understand anxiety, I understand all of that, but there's a time and a place where sometimes you just have to go through the door and say, "You know what? I need to step into a new opportunity." Yeah, in comes the star. There's something new that's there, right? And the star comes in after. I mean, I feel like the Five of Pentacles is almost like the Tower card, right? You just It's devastating, and things feel like everything's going off, and then in comes the Star card, and it's saying, "You know what? We can rebuild. We have the technology. We have what it takes to move forward." And many times that can feel very, you know that's not what I want. It can feel sort of out of hand. Yeah. So yeah, it feels like it's out of hand. Ace, here comes the Queen of Pentacles. But the star is there. The star is there, but we're feeling like maybe we're trapped with everything, even though the star is saying, hey, here we go, here's the door, here's the opportunity. But we don't want to walk through that opportunity. We don't want to walk through that door for whatever reason, right? Maybe it's Gerald knocking at the door, the dolphin, saying, come on, come with me. I got something there for you. But people are too afraid to say, I'm not going with the dolphin. I will go with the dolphin. That will be the only time I go in the ocean, is with the dolphin. If the dolphin's saying, come with me, I'm going to go with the dolphin. It's like the fairy realm. If the fairies say, come with me, and I stepped into a fairy ring, you probably won't see me. I'll be gone. Crazy as that sounds. Yeah. And in comes the king. So yeah, there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of shit that's going on for people, and the overwhelmness, but they have to look at that there is still opportunity there. There's still light there. There's still beauty that's there. So when you have, I'm going to do this, the 5 of Pentacles, star, and then you had, who is it? I'm just putting this into my little, the Queen, Pentacles, reverse, and the final King of Cups, reversed. It's a definitely continuation of the astrology. It's a message of standing in your truth, knowing there's hope. Yeah. Emotional exhaustion. Also there's, watching your emotions through all of this, because it can be very exhausting. People can be very overwhelming. And this is where spirit follows immediately with hope. So there's, with the star, it's like, here it is, sweet soul. There's healing. Here we are, even though it might feel like burnout because the Queen's reversed. And it's about carrying the worry about money and neglecting yourself. And this is where can I nurture myself? Where can I care for myself? Where can I place my self-worth in all of this? And with the King, comes in, it's I feel alone, but spirit, the divine God is saying, have faith. Healing is here, right? Stop carrying everything yourself. Learn to regulate your emotions and protect your peace. And that's a big one, is like regulating your emotions, right? That's a huge one. Regulating your emotions. Apparently I'm a master manifester person. I can't manifest anything. Right. Peaceful day with a money win. Yeah. It's manifesting that life that you want, but taking it and coming into, right now, I'm good. Right now, you know what? Have a roof over my head. Um, there's food. Steve's making breakfast. Thank God. What a lovely, what a blessing that is. And I can still get on YouTube and Instagram. There you go. I can still get on here. I haven't taken it all away. I haven't been, knock on wood, no banning yet. So, yeah. So, life can throw a bunch of crazy curves, but we just have to embrace, and take one step at a time. I'm doing right now for Our Lady of Sorrows, and a 9-day novena, and it's been very helping. It's been very helping. It's been very helpful on just going through a lot of changes and transitions within my own world. So anyways, I'm going to send out so much love to you guys. Have a great day. Don't stress, try not to, and have peace. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.